Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Don't Run with Scissors. I am Kelly, your favorite chief driving lawyer, mom of twins, 4 crazy rescue dogs, and a rescue cat who likes to craft in her spare time. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a message. It boosts my serotonin and my self-esteem, and I could use both. And if you're a training friend, you already know the crazy you're in for. So grab a drink, sit on back, and let's have at it. Okay, so this week is a big week. I know I have several hearings. I know I have my back procedure. I am just kind of, yeah. Last week was hugely productive. It is crazy. This shift in my schedule, while I am way more exhausted by the end of the day, I am being way more productive during it's amazing, the shift. It is also, what I'm finding is my stitching style is changing a little bit, if that makes sense. Used to be like I could hit multiple projects in a day maybe, or there's several things going on there, and we'll talk about that as this goes on. So the other day, Bella and I went up to the hospital to see their dad, and we just missed him being in a chair. They have a special chair that, even though he's not real responsive, they can put him in to sort of keep his muscles going, right, and keep things going and moving. And we've had some good. He's still overall not very responsive. Let's cut to the chase. Like, black and white. If you are an outsider looking in, you would see somebody pretty close to a vegetative state. I don't know how much more we're going to get back from him, of him. The odd thing that I'm finding is the more maybe partly it's because I'm hopeful. Maybe partly it is reality, right? And I just know him and his reactions and things. There are signs that he is still there, right? The other day we were talking, we went to leave and stuff, and I said, "I love you," and he actually winked. And it was not just a body twitch sort of thing, kind of smirk like he does. We've had some of those things, like where his mouth will move in response to something. Like, I'll ask him a question, and his mouth will move as if he's trying to respond. But nothing, like, which is significant given everything. But the reality is, I don't know that we will ever hear his voice again, right? I don't know if we'll ever have him able to sit up on his own. Those sorts of things. Like, I don't know. I don't think that we will. So I'm praying that we do. We're hopeful, but the reality is the reality. So we got there. So, he's doing little funny things like that, but like, you could tell after sitting up in the chair, we got there, they just put him back in the bed. So I was so bummed that we missed it, because that would have been really exciting. You could just tell he was tired. But we still got little glimmers of him in there. So, we'll just keep plugging away. We'll just keep working at things, and we'll just keep, doing what we're doing. Yesterday, the kids and I we took Kay in the morning. Well, Kevin and I took Kay in the morning to get her hair done. She is really struggling, and the family could use some prayers. Everybody's exhausted. She's not sleeping really, which makes them not sleep, because it's not like she can't be left alone. She's at that stage. Every time her blood sugar dips too low, we've got her on a CGM. So we figured out some things, and every time her blood sugar dips too low, she starts panicking and having reactions and stuff. So we're trying to prevent that, which means you're like constantly, like, it is exhausting. Um, it is to the point where, like, and my hands, like, those of you who have met me in real life know, like, especially during the winter, my hands are always cold. Cold hands, warm heart, right? It is what it is. There are times where it's better than not, but now she's gotten to the point where anytime I come near her, she's like, "Don't touch me, don't touch me. Your hands are too cold." Um, and it's a lot. It's a lot on my back. It's a lot. So, um, I'm. The bottom line is we need some more care team in there, and I'm just, yeah. So yesterday after that, uh, the kids and I did like mass cooking kind of thing. So we made a bunch of quiches. I got chicken pot pies. We made chili. We made manwich. I got potato soup. And we're gonna put them in like it's all in individual containers. So like if you want soup, you just pull it out of the freezer and microwave it, right? Um, I forgot the tortillas at Kevin's house, so I couldn't do those last night. But the taco meat is or the meat is ready to go. Basically, um, my ground turkey to make meatballs, turkey Greek meatballs was not defrosted, so hopefully maybe tonight I'm gonna go into the office and meet with Noel, and then we also the kids would like to go see their dad, which absolutely 100%. Um, and then I may do a little bit more cooking just so that we have everything taken care of and ready to go. So that's kind of where we're at. So, what did I get this week as far as haul? I got some DMC. Okay, is there like a shortage of DMC as far as 754? 754. I have been to 4 Michaels in my areas. 4 Michaels. Nobody has 754. It is insane. Absolutely insane. So I don't know what's going on with 754, but it's driving me nuts. It's the one color I need to kit up something. So I don't know, and I don't want to. Okay, so let's talk about it. So Heidi, who is down the rabbit hole, wolf down the rabbit hole. I think it's just down the rabbit hole. And I had a meeting last week, this past week, after I posted my flosstube about patterns, right? And I was like, I have a beautiful vinyl cabinet, right? One of those vertical file cabinets and everything, but it's not in the right spot. And she's like, because I've got to paint the floor, like wall, and I've got to do this. And she's like, you can move the file cabinet again to paint the wall later. And I don't know, like I know this logically, but like for some reason I was just like in this loop, like I got like, and I couldn't break my mind out of that loop. But we probably talked close to 2 hours about like things and stuff, and Bean helped me move the file cabinet. So I moved the file cabinet, and I'm just putting the piles right now in the right drawer, right? Not in any order, but in the right drawer. So that's been very helpful, um, as far as patterns and getting that ball moving towards that right direction. Um, and it's also made me realize, like, I have an insane, like, there is no way that I could stitch every single pattern I own. There's absolutely no way. I'm 54. Even if I lived to be stitched till I was 100, I don't think I could do it. So, we're going to be doing some reality checks about some things. And does that mean that I'm necessarily going to be getting rid of a bunch of stuff? No. But it's one of those, like, if it doesn't bring me absolute joy, like, I'm not totally excited to stitch it, why am I going to push myself to stitch it at this point? So, what I also realized is I do not need any more patterns, unless it is something that I was like, oh my god, that is the most amazing thing and I need to stitch it absolutely right now. probably not going to be buying many more, like, I'm going to finish the series that I have, kind of thing, but I don't forecast, like, doing a mass buying of patterns or anything like that. Even needlepoint canvases I'm looking at totally different. I have a stack now of needlepoint canvases. And her and I were talking, I was like, I have a huge, gigantic bin of Rubbermaid tote of, like, sock yarn. And yet I have knitted ever one sock. One single sock. Not even a pair of socks. One single sock. I don't traditionally wear socks. And if I do, I only wear white cotton crew socks. I know, very specific. Or I wear a brand called Smart Wool running socks. And I wear, like, the little, like, I call them the tennis socks. Like, they're like just a little footy sort of thing. Those are the only two socks I wear. Unless it's, like, really weird and I'm freezing and I grab, like, one of the kids' socks. My son wears crazy print socks, but they have to have black backgrounds because then he can wear them for band. But why do I need all this sock yarn? So I may be purging like, a lot of that. And I feel kind of bad, like I've wasted all this money, but then I'm like, okay, but right now, it's not doing me it's not serving any purpose. And all it's doing is stressing me out and using up space that I could be doing other stuff with. So I am going to be going through as I go through things, I am going to be taking a really hardcore look at a lot of my stuff, right, from a different lens. What I've also realized is that I have a lot of projects that are, like, in different stages of being completed, right? And in order to really get things done, I think I'm going to have to shift the way I focus my stitching to not necessarily monogamous, because I don't know that I'm a monogamous stitcher in general. But I think what I'm going to do is, because I've probably got about 10 whips just on my table and right here alone. I think what I'm going to do is go, okay, I have a quick, like a small that I'm going to focus on getting done, right? Be it that sheep. I have the moon that I'm working on with Sailing with Kim. I have a couple of smalls floating. I have the Heat Miser, right? On this table alone, right now, in smalls. Then I have several mediums, and then I have Pandemics on my table, Moroccan leaners, and I consider those both large and extra large, right? So what I'm going to do is, I want to keep working at Pandemic is my yearly goal to get a tan done for that, so that has to stay out. Moroccan lanterns, you'll see in a minute, and I'm about at 85%. So that's my big push to finish. So that will stay out. And then I'll keep I think I'm going to focus on, for right now, the Heat Miser. And that will be like my purse project, right? Because it's a small, everything's in the container. Like, I just grab that one and go. I don't need Pattern Keeper with it because it's got a paper pattern. And then so that's 3 projects. And then I have my needlepoint project. I'm debating keeping out 13 folds only because it's brainless, what I call brainless stitching, right? I could stitch on it at this point without the pattern. I don't need Pattern Keeper. I'm just doing, like, massive blocks of color. So that's a great one when I am absolutely exhausted but still want to but don't want to, like, necessarily focus on decorative stitches for my needlepoint canvas, because right now that's kind of what I'm doing, more decorative, which does so count brain work. So that's my brainless stitch. And that's it. And everything else is good project wise is coming off my table. Craft project wise, it's going to get put away. And then once I finish, like, Moroccan lanterns, hopefully by the end of the month, I will grab the next piece. the next focus piece, and I have a feeling I know what it is. And that's not to say like I can't change them out. Like if I don't want to work on a piece, I can switch them out. Obviously, like it's not a foolproof system, but it limits the stuff that's on my table, which weighs me down when I'm trying to do work and stuff like that. The other thing is I have a crochet project that I really want to work on for my daughter. Oh yeah, see, like I look over here and I'm like, I've got the project bag for the houses, I've got my Alice in Wonderland bag, I've got my Naughty Christmas Village piece, I've got, I don't even, like, it's overwhelming. So we've got to undo the overwhelming. So, okay, that said, I got some haul. I joined a fabric of the month because if anything I'm short on in all of this, really and truly, it sounds weird, it's fabric. So I get the Atomic Ranch 32 count even weave / Lugana from Millennium Fabrics, Millennium, Sarah. So the first color, if you're in there and you don't want to see it, look away. But I got my first piece, and it's actually a beautiful neutral, and it reminds me a lot of not a reproduction fabric from Be Stitch Me. It's a little bit more saturated in color, a little bit more on the, I want to say peachy tone, but it's not really peachy. It's beautiful. So if you are in the club and you don't want to know, look away. But here we go. It's so pretty. Do I know what I'm going to put on it right now? Nope. I actually don't. I think I may, but so we got that. Sorry, I want to keep it in the bag. Okay. See, this is the next needle point canvas that's already kitted up. Why? I don't know. Oh, you know why? Because I finished the one, went to kit that one up, but then I got the call that my Detroit Coney Islands were in, and then I started working on that because okay. So what have I stitched on? Really, I've been fairly monogamous. Yesterday at the hairdresser, I worked a bit on the Heat Miser. And this is on, I think it's 16 count. It might be 18 count. It's a scrap left over from the bigger piece of Mock Turtle by Wonderlust Fabrics. She does a beautiful job. She was at StitchCons for several years, and she would give away fabric, and this was one of her giveaways. So I've started to do his hair. And then, the only other thing I've really worked on this week. Hold please while the dogs are barking. Okay, so the only thing I've worked on, the other thing I've worked on, is Moroccan lanterns. And I'm at like 85%. So I think since I saw you guys last, I know I got the blue lantern done. I finished this lantern. Did I finish this one too? Or was that one done last week? I don't know. I know I finished this with the Stitchy group. And then I came over and did the blue one. Now I'm doing this mucky green. But it looks mucky, but in person it's actually really pretty. And it's not mucky. It's actually really pretty green. It's not the greens I would have normally picked, but it is really pretty. So we're getting towards the end on there. And I'm so excited about that. My back is still looking, actually, really good. Hang on one second. Let me trim a thread, and I'll show you. I had to trim that thread. For me, this back is amazing. I know. It's crazy. Because if you know me, you know my backs are crazy. So, yeah. So that's where we're at. That's all of my stitching. So, it's Super Bowl Sunday. I have no idea who's even playing. I'm going to be honest. Zero clue. Again, I'm going to go to work. I need to come back and then grab the kids and take them up to see their dad. And clean my kitchen and probably do a little bit more cooking so that products don't go to waste, obviously. And then I will and set my schedule. Those are my 3 agendas, or my 3 or 4 things I need to do today. Everything other than that today is a bonus. So, with that, remember, you are smart. And you are beautiful. You are strong. And you are loved. You are needed. And you are wanted. And mostly, you matter. So with that, I'm sending you so much love. If there's anything I can do for you, please, please, please let me know. Reach out to me. Either drop me a line down below. Find me on Instagram as I'm His Princess Kelly. I'm also His Princess Kelly on TikTok. Or you can find me on the Book of Faces. And all those things. So with that, I'll talk to you later. Bye.